Hello, Scrapman Dan. And the rest of YouTube. This is my first attempt at a jack-o'-lantern. I didn't film it, but I thought I'd show you. It was a short pour, but he came out okay. And his big brother lives over here. I've been trying to feed this guy some rotini, see if I can fatten him up, but no luck so far. Hey YouTube, I know I said I was gonna do a brass video next, but I'm just not ready. I need to get a few things in order. I want to make some green sand and stuff as well. So I've had these pieces ready for months now, so I'm gonna do these. So this here is going to Brass House. It's one of my my wrench hangers. He pulls wrenches for a living, so who better to have one? So I'm gonna do this and get it sent out. He's been waiting for a couple months already, so got that. Got some cast aluminum here I'm gonna use for Brass House's stuff. I'm gonna use it first. I don't have a lot of propane, so that's kind of why I'm doing aluminum as well. I want to get the bottles empty and get refilled for brass, because I don't know how much gas I'm going to need for that. But anyway, Brass House, I'm going to use this. This is a part of a miter saw that I found scrapped out. So it was a rigid aluminum going into a wrench holder for you. So just a couple things here before I get going. I've got some sand heating up. My sand was pretty cold, it's a little damp. So I just got that heating up. That miter saw stuff, I just smashed it up with it. I started cutting it and then I was like, took a hammer and just pounded the crap out of it. So that's good. And I remember last time I was casting, I thought I'd seen a couple little drips of aluminum, so I've got a little pinhole here. I'll put some water. A little pinhole here I need to address before I get going, so I'll just grind that out a bit and lay a bead in there, and I think that'll be okay. What else? Oh yeah, I'm just going to show you this. So that's my last time. You can see I completely covered the foam, and just with that sprue coming in, I think it was having venting issues. So on these, I've left most of the backs open so that it can vent out through the sand. So I think that'll take care of some of the turbulent stuff that I was having problems with, hopefully. And this piece is actually okay. It'll fit in there, no problem. So I'm just gonna patch that up and be back in a minute. Anyway, I thought I'd show you this. I don't know how much of this stuff you guys want to see every time. I don't want my videos to all be the same, but basically I'm just setting that in, putting the sand there. Oop, can't see. I should be doing this outside. My shop's gonna be dusty. Rattle it in. You want it fairly deep because it give you a little bit of head pressure. Yeah, so I'm mostly filming this stuff, you know. I started putting it on YouTube more for personal reasons. Just, you know, my kids will have this stuff someday, and they can always come back and see how I made it. So, anyway, I'm just using a little can, and when I pour, I'll show you the pour. What's going to happen is I'm going to fill this up, and it takes a little while for the foam to burn out. So you'll see this can fill to the top, and I'll be there waiting, and then you should see it start to drop and fill the mold. And then once it starts to drop, I'll keep pouring and keep topping it up. And usually after it starts dropping, I just keep filling it, and once it stays full, it's done. So I'll give it a couple minutes like that, or whatever, and then I could pull that off, release all the liquid that'll be left in here, and try and break it up before it all hardens up. Makes it easier to put it back in the burner and remelt it and use it on the next ones. So just keep on doing that. Otherwise, like on the last one I do, I'll probably just leave it in the can, and then that's easy enough to melt down later. So like here's a full can full from a different pour. So I can peel that tin off, and I got a nice chunk ready just to drop in the crucible. So, well, that didn't work out too well. I actually burned through, and there's a bunch of aluminum crap on the inside that I think got mixed in with it. So we'll see what happens. If it leaks, I'll have to put a patch right around that whole area. So I'll try it, see what happens. Well, so far my patch seems to be holding up, and it's a beautiful day. This is why I waited so long. Some nice weather. Anyway, we'll be doing brass houses here pretty quick. See, watch, you'll start to drop down, and then I'm going to keep going, keep pouring. Now it's full. Yeah, well, I guess this will be the end of this video. My crucible failed again, so at least I got brass houses done. That was the main thing. So, see you in a bit. Oh, I think I got it. see that? Yeah. Get that mud to come off. Yeah, decent. It's not too bad at all. There you can see on the back, this is why I like to cover the whole thing, because it's a nice finish, and where it's not covered, you get a lot of sand and crap that you gotta clean up. But without a vent, you can see in my other videos how turbulent it is. So that's good. I get the edges wrapped, so they're looking pretty good. Pretty minimal cleanup. A few little air bubbles. Yeah, awesome. I'll hit this with a wheel, and we'll have a look at it on the bench. Well, I had to cut the sprue off. It was kind of getting in the way. I'm trying to clean this out, so give you a little closer look. Some bubbles. A little bit there, a little there, a couple bubble spots. The letters on this one, actually, I must have cut them a bit deeper. So, but that's decent. That'll clean up, that'll clean up really well, no problem. Nothing major. But yeah, look at that. You can see the foam, the lines in the foam here where it was covered versus exposed to the dry sand. It's just rough, right? But leaving that back open, it definitely vented better, and yeah, awesome. It's got a little bit of a weeble wobble in it. Mine did too, but I think what happens when you put the drywall mud in there and pack it in, when that dries, it must contract and pull it, so you end up with a bit of a bend. So I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I've seen actually a video today of a guy brush some on with a paintbrush, just put a thin coat on there. So that might actually be a good idea too, so I might try that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'll clean this up off camera and send it down to Brass House. I don't want to, you know. One thing, I guess, if he's watching here, depending on what wrenches you have, you might have to grind the bolt heads down to get the wrench on. But this one, it was so close it almost fit. I just took it out and put it in my drill. Just chucked it up in a drill and spin it in a drill, and then hit it with a grinder while it's spinning, and you can round them out. So anyway, I still got to drill a couple holes for screwing it up onto the wall, and but anyway, I'll do that all off camera. Get this cleaned up, and this will be in the mail this weekend, Brass. So enjoy, buddy.